Hey folks, hope you're well. We're here at the Skyward Cabin at the Edward in Prince Edward County. My buddy Payam actually built this particular structure, which is the Skyward Cabin, and also the bathroom and showers in the back. It's pretty awesome. We met on Instagram and started chatting probably the better part of a year ago, different cabin things that we went back and forth on. And he graciously invited us to his property, and you know, we stayed a beautiful night just last night here at the cabin and had a chance to experience it. And after a quick chat, which we recorded, we just figured we'd share some cabin details and what kind of went down with this place. It's seriously incredible. So yeah, here it is. Hope you enjoy. Peace.
What are we sitting in front of? We are sitting in front of what we call the Skyward Cabin. It's a glass cabin I built last year just because I thought it would be a cool idea to just lie down, sleep in the bed, and be able to see all the stars and just stargaze while you're just chilling. It's nothing big. It's just a 8x10 little structure with a bed in it. The front opens up just to get some airflow. It's basically like a greenhouse. And then there's a second structure next to it for the bathrooms and showers. I think it's got everything you need. That is crazy. So I had no idea what was gonna happen. I was like, hey, you know what, let's just build something and we'll see if people like it. I know I like it. I have a couple of friends who like it, so why not? Like, other people probably will like it too. I put it up on our website and, you know, got a few people booking it. Our photographer, Brooke, who shot the place just for our website and stuff like that, reached out to a couple of magazines, and Dwell magazine, the architecture magazine, was like, yeah, we're gonna you know, do like a little featurette. And we're like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, you know, a big publication is interested, and they put us in the list of like the top 10, something like that, top 10 like places for stargazers. So before you know it, like after they posted that, before you know it, it was just like people went nuts. They're like, yeah, we gotta see this place. You know, where is this? And I mean, I'm running this thing by myself, so. And, you know, with cleaning it and making sure it's all sanitary, especially with COVID being a reality in our lives now, it was too much. So I only had so much room for people this season, and it got all booked up very quickly. Welcome to the Skyward Cabin. I'll give you a quick tour. I tell people this is their living room for the 2 days they're here. They have to move in and you know, make themselves at home. You got the cabin here, big bifold front doors. You could edit that sound out. Needs a bit of WD-40. Watch out, buddy. You got your bed inside with the bug net. Bugs you can't really get away from here, so put the bug net there. And the back opens as well. I'll open up the back. It's for airflow. Some days it can get pretty hot. I'll open up the back. Just kickstand it. Open up this side. It gets pretty breezy here, so everything has to be either windproof or take advantage of the wind, or both. And that's it. The whole thing is sitting on just cement footings. That was fun actually, digging this thing, the footings out for it. We sit on limestone bedrock, so it's not going anywhere. It's like basically 6 inches of soil and that's it. But from there up, the whole thing is made out of red cedar. And I don't know if you noticed in the video, but all the trees around us are red cedar. So I thought that would be a kind of a cool tie back to the environment that it's around it. So I made sure to include Canadian red cedar, and the rest is just tempered glass. So yeah, you get nice view of the outside while you're in. This cabin has electricity in it that comes in from the solar panels that are on the other building. So you have lights, you have a plug, you can charge your phone in when it's a sunny day and the batteries are recharged. So compostable toilet here.
It comes from Sweden or something like that?
Yeah, Separate is a company that makes those, and there's basically a fan that runs and basically just helps with the process of composting. And I'll let you kind of like take a look at that shower here, you know, your water pump and stuff like that. With the bug there.
also the gratitude and peace.
Oh yeah, I left the lights on. So I was like planning for outside lights, like twinkle lights and string lights. I haven't done that yet. So I have 4 switches here, and I was like, the other 2 are not connected to anything. So I figured I'll put them on for peace and gratitude.
Let's know about the shower there too.
The shower, yeah, I've gone through a couple of iterations of the shower. I initially had I was thinking of using the wood burning stove to heat up the water. I figured it would be a bit of a ritual for people to kind of start their fire while they're making their coffee. It can produce their hot water, but there was a bit of a freezing in the winter and all the piping burst, and I had to do something quick to replace it for the season. So I put up a propane heater. So I'm using a propane tank, which is against the whole idea of off-grid, but my plan is to go back to a wood-burning style heating and then not have to rely on propane. But it's a temporary sort of replacement for the old shower when it froze and kind of busted. And I'll show you a little secret room back there that nobody else actually goes to because it's just facilities. People who are into building cabins and whatnot may like to see that. Actually, yeah. So this is basically where the heart of this thing is. So all the rainwater from the roof is going to get directed into here. It's not potable water, but for shower and whatnot is perfectly fine. Your propane for now sits here, and the whole electrical setup with the inverters all come down here in this room. And I keep my broom here. I learned the hard way not to use this room as storage over winter. I had left all of the textiles and the sails in here over winter, thinking that was smart, but obviously any soft material will be building material for other creatures. So chewed everything through. That's it. We had to get thrifty with this whole thing, just because of the state we were in financially. But so I did do the build by myself. So the cost does not include labor. I basically am not putting a value to 4 months of my time, pretty much full time, building this. So I don't know what that will be worth, but the materials and everything, with the 2 structures being fully off-grid, still have a little bit to go with the rainwater collection, but I spent $17,000 roughly on both structures. I would do certain things differently, and now having learned, certain things that would reduce the cost, but other things that would probably be a little bit more expensive. But I think for under 20 grand, anyone can build like a pretty comfortable 10 by 10 cabin anywhere that they may have access to, like this land, to just enjoy some nature and outdoor time.
If you were to do this all over again, what would be like what's a major lesson that you would have told yourself?
I would just tell myself to actually leave a little bit of room to make sure that you're equipped with the right equipment. Even managing this cabin, like we've spent all of our budget on building the cabin, but there isn't a whole lot left for me to actually so like I walk to the cabin back and forth to do the turnover and cleaning and bring wood and supplies and stuff like that, which is okay if you want to do it like once or twice a year, but like if I'm doing it 3 times a week, that could get a little bit exhausting. But like we've stretched ourselves a little too thin and then not have the right infrastructure to operate this in a more like physically healthy way, right? So I need to buy a golf cart, for example. I should have bought a golf cart before, or I should have budgeted for that, but I didn't. But nothing major. I think those are things that you're like, oh, now I have a cabin that's like, a couple 100 meters away from my house, so I should have a vehicle, but I wouldn't have known that. I think a lot of my adulthood, I was trying to live up to a certain set of expectations that were already defined, right? Like, whether it was cultural upbringing or whether it was just like society defined, like this is a path towards success, right? You work hard, get a job, make good money so you can make a living. That was kind of like what making a living was to me, because that was just my upbringing, right? And I tried to fit in that. But it just never made me fully happy. I only realized that after I kind of left that life behind. But it never made me entirely happy, because I think there was like fulfillment and sort of like that sense of reward was missing from it. You're working so hard and you're making money, but money doesn't make you necessarily happy. It gets you some things that could contribute to your happiness, but it can also contribute to stress and anxiety and depression, right? So that's kind of where I ended up being in my early 30s, you know, like being very stressed, being an anxious person, being depressed. You know, it started kind of like hurting my relationship with my wife. Luckily, we were both at a state where we were like, okay, we are seeing some worth in this. Let's work together to figure this out, right? I mean, it was a tough transition, quitting our jobs and transitioning out here and building the place to where it's at today. It's been 4 years of nonstop work. So it's not like we're working less, but we bought into it. We're here, we're happier. It's still tough times, like really hard times sometimes. Co-living is a whole other thing. You know, managing a massive property like this is something that I never thought I would do, but I feel like I don't have those deep-rooted anxieties that are based on not feeling fulfillment in life. You know, I'm much happier, so I encourage it.
It's amazing.
To anyone who wants to do it.